This is the coping saw. You should be familiar with it. But let's just recap on what it is. This is a frame saw, and this type of saw is used for making deep cuts and also for making complicated cuts. What I mean by complicated cuts is curves, getting in at awkward areas, and this is done because of the very fine blade and the gap between the blade and the frame. It's a tension saw. What that means is the blade is held in tension by the spring in the frame. And it's very important that when you take the blade out, and you do that by loosening the handle as you're holding this wee pin, pressing the frame together and springing the blade out. When you put this back in again, you need to make sure that the teeth are pointing towards the handle. Put the blade in at one end and you'll see there's two wee pins on it. These wee pins. Press down on the handle and hitch the blade into the other end. Make sure that the pins are in the wee recessed parts on these two holding parts on the frame. Hold this to stop the blade twisting as you tighten the handle back up. As I said, it's important that the teeth point towards the handle so that when you're cutting, you're dragging the blade through the material. If the teeth are pointing the other way and you're cutting, what tends to happen if the blade jams is it compresses the saw or the frame, and if you're lucky, the blade comes out. If you're unlucky, the blade breaks. So you make sure that the teeth are pointing towards the handle. Coping saw.